Thank you.
Candace, we haven't heard that song before.
Yeah.
Oh, you know? That's one of my newest.
She wrote it.
Say that louder, Candace. She wrote the song. Fabulous. Well, hey everybody, this is different. The Heart Revolution. Earlier this month, a mundane astrologer out of Britain that I have been listening to for over a year now, in one of her midweek little videos, had a link to a documentary that she suggested we all go listen to. And it was called The Heart Revolution. And in that, it covered, oh my Lord, it covers everything. Everything from birth to death and in between and science and just, too many things that I still don't understand. But it also profiled researchers and authors and new research and findings that are coming out about this wonderful organ in the middle of our chest called the heart. And in that, Dr. Thomas Cohen, Dr. Pollack from the Pollack Lab, and Roland McCready of the Heart Math Institute all finally just came together and said, we have to start looking at this organ here as more than just something that pumps blood. We've got to get away from the idea that it's very fun that all of our blood vessels can circumvent the earth 3 times. That's nice little trivia, but what does that mean? There has to be more to this. And as with their research and their studies, they discovered that really every stimulus that comes into our systems, into our energy field, into our physical body, comes through our heart first. Now sit with that for a minute. Everything you experience during your day comes to your heart before it goes anywhere else in your body. Once it goes to your heart, then your heart sends these electrical messages to your brain. And your brain, and its intellectual ability, decides what to do with those things. That includes how you breathe. That includes your endocrine system, all your hormone levels through your body that govern your digestion, your thyroid, your pituitary, everything. All the things that make your life work comes through your heart first. And on the one hand, with us at Unity and everything else we've learned through scriptures and all, it shouldn't surprise us a whole lot that that's actually the case. Because the heart is mentioned over 1,100 times just in the Old and New Testaments. It is mentioned nearly 200 times in the Quran. It has an entire sutra in Buddhism, and it is considered the center of our soul in Hinduism. So why do we pay so little attention to it? Our hearts are connected to everything. And we can see through our heart, the eyes of our heart. If we closed our physical eyes and began to watch the world from here, we can see everything through our heart. Now, several years ago, the Heart Math Institute did a study. And in this study, it was participants throughout California, because it was the Heart Math Institute in the Bay Area, so they kept it in the state. But that took people from, San Diego to Crescent City, Tahoe, and everywhere in between. They hooked all these people up to heart monitors. And over a period of time, they sent them regular videos, regular prayers, meditations. And Dr. McCready said he was watching all the feedback coming in, all the tapes, and he really didn't want to acknowledge what he was seeing. But he had to. So just for fun, he said, he overlaid all the tapes, all the printouts on top of each other. And in next to no time, the people who were participating in this study, who had received the same stimulus and the same inspiration, their heart rhythms were exactly the same. So a person living in San Diego during this part of the meditation had the same heart rhythm as a person living in Crescent City, several hundred miles away. Everything was, they came together as one rhythm, as one spirit, as one energy. And that kind of just took me aback also, because think of the power, the ability we have to do good if we all get together with one thought and purpose to bring that out. So how do we do this? How do we go about doing something like that? Well, they have a thing called a process called heart coherence. And heart coherence is something where your heart and all of your systems, your mind, your breath, everything works in sync. And that requires meditation, of course. It requires practice. But with heart coherence, your heart rate slows down. It happens a lot in yoga. Yogis talk about it. Your heart and your breathing, your heart rhythm, the space in between each beat, the space in between each inhalation gets longer. They come into being together. So you get into the heart coherence. You accept what's coming in with a certain amount of circumspection. You let it kind of flow and not grip you. And in this day and age, as Pam likes to say all the time, we are evolving as a society, as a world. And there's a lot of outside influence that's negative, that's tumultuous. And the best way to handle that is to get your feet on the ground, meditate, get out in nature. We live in the best place in the world, I think, to do that. We're next door to everything. Get out in nature and just be present with what is and not focus so much, not allow the panic that can set in to do so. Remember who you are, remember what is coming in. So you get into the heart coherence and this meditation, and you can do this. They suggest you do it 15 minutes a day. We're going to do it here in a little bit. We're not going to do it for 15 minutes. I won't do that to you. But it allows you to feel your pulse and your breath. Find how that works with your mind. Put it all together. Surround yourself and send it out. Do that on a regular basis. It's phenomenal. And I'm trying to think if I've missed anything. Not really. Cool. So for a second, before we do this, for just a second, take a breath. Inhale. And exhale. Now, I want us to get really quiet and comfortable. I want you to start feeling the energy that's coming in. I want you to start feeling the absorption of all the energy that's coming in. Think about the things you've experienced this morning on your way here, whether you've listened to Fox News or CNN or MSNBC or Disney. All the outside influences, the drivers on the way in. Now we're going to do something called a heart lock-in. If you want to, put your hand over your heart area so you can actually feel your pulse. Now become aware at the same time of your breathing. Now picture your breath moving in and out of your heart or chest area. And begin to breathe just a little deeper and slower than you might usually. Let that blend with your heart rate. And become aware of what you're thinking and feeling. If there's any anxiety, concerns from the week before or the week ahead, acknowledge them. But now replace those feelings with a feeling of love, or compassion or care, joy. And just be with that emotion for a minute. Now, when you're ready, surround your own energy field in that positive sensation. And now take that energy from your energy field and send it out. Send it out into the room, to the person next to you. Into the city of Merced. The county, the state. We absorb energy from everywhere. We can also influence it by sending it back out in a positive fashion. Every sense is put into your heart. We have more ways to see than just with our physical eyes. as we begin to evolve higher and higher on that spiral, we will be seeing with the eyes of our heart more and more. Now gradually come back and sit with that sensation. And this week, go out into the world rejoicing in the power of that Spirit. And so it is.